Check 1, 2.
Go! Curious about real estate? Yes! Then you've come to the right place. Get the knowledge you need. Get over the fear and get started. This is the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show with your host, Michael Quarles.
Hello, everybody. Michael Quarles with the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show. Thank you for listening. I got to say, today's an outstanding day. I hope you guys are having as much fun and enjoying your day as I am. I've had the luxury of chatting with some tremendous people today, and we bought and sold some houses. So when you can buy a house every day and sell a house every day, boy, it just doesn't get much better than that. And we have a scenario question, so I'm going to try my best to answer it. Remember, if you have a scenario question or any question at all, just send it over to me at support@michaelquarles.com. Remember, if you want to know about my coaching program, text the word investor to the number 313131. Again, that's investor to 313131, and we'll chat about it, make sure it's a fit for you. The other thing is I still need some of you folks to go to iTunes and give me a review. I appreciate those of you that have done that. One of the big reasons I need that is, not sure if everybody notices this, but I have combined my older podcasts into this podcast so you don't have to go to various places to find what I've said in the past. And because of that, we have like almost 250 podcasts, but we have very few reviews. And so it kind of looks still silly because I can't bring over the other reviews with me. I wish iTunes worked that way, but of course they don't. So I could use all the help I can get. And if I'm helping you folks, please return the favor. Let's get into this scenario question. I'm in a situation where I have a contract with a seller who is encountering major family issues due to this woman selling her house, which happens to be abandoned. The mother has no way to pay back taxes and other liens on the property. She also cannot pay for the much needed improvements to make the house livable. Her daughter is representing the seller through emotional manipulation for her own selfish reasons. I want to be reasonable with the owner. We both also know that if she doesn't sell, the family will end up with nothing, as the city will eventually condemn or sell the house in a tax auction. I feel that I should just walk away at this point, but ask this question. If I can help this woman out more by buying and selling the house myself, should I do my best to insist that she follow through with the contract? With my solution, she will get some money in the end. Would this approach be ethical? I think, before we can answer that question, how did you originally get it under contract? Did you get it under contract with mom? Did you get it under contract through daughter and just mom just signed it? That would be one of the questions I would have. And then if mom actually wants to sell it to you and under her free will, like I want to do this, then fall forward. If there's any hesitation in the answer to that question, I would back away and just go buy another house. Let's face it, we can have someone under contract all day long. And yes, we can spend the money to force them to sell us a piece of property. But most of the time, the cost to force them to sell that property is in excess, and greatly in excess, of what the profitability will be of buying that property. So, we're not going to do it. We know that. And, if we have pride, if our pride says we have to take someone to court and force them to sell it to us, well, shame on our pride. That's just a little bit too much. So, ask yourself, is mom willing to do this? If mom says yes, fall forward. Now, you only want to fall forward from a business perspective if it's in your best interest. And let's assume for a second it is. Mike, I don't have anything else to do. This is the only lead I'm working right now. It is in my best interest to make this lead happen. Then I'm going to say, yeah, fall forward. If you say, Mike, this has really been a nuisance lead. I have so many other opportunities. I have not necessarily abundance, but I have enough other opportunities to spend my time with or on that this is just starting to drain me of my emotion. And I'm say walk away. Now, if you're somewhere in the middle of those two where you go, well, I have plenty of stuff. You know, my spiritual belief and my moral belief is that I should help this person by spending the time, and that belief is outside of a business perspective belief. So it's not good for my business. It's good for my person. Well, then just fall forward and do it. I mean, we do a lot of things that don't make a lot of business sense. You know, when you donate stuff to somebody, doesn't necessarily make it a business sense to donate. However, it feels good. It's the right thing to do from a moral perspective. So if that's where you're placing yourself, where, you know, it's not a good business decision, it's not really a pain, I think I should help her because spiritually and morally I think I should, then go do it. Just realize when you make a commitment to help someone in a situation like that, you really have to go above and beyond, because then if you don't, you start really questioning yourself later. So, you know, make the effort, be steadfast to that effort, and fall forward. Now, let me review the question. So you're in a situation where you have a contract with a seller who's encountering major family issues due to this woman selling her house. So I don't know who this woman is, and the house is abandoned. The mother, who I'm going to assume the only reason the mother's in the question is she is the one who actually owns the house, and she can't pay back taxes. She can't pay for the much needed improvements to make it inhabitable or livable. The daughter's preventing the sale through emotional manipulation for her own selfish reasons. So there's your dilemma. Who are you helping? And gosh, I guess we have to do what we think is right. And I don't know any more about it than the black lines and dots and crosses and stuff and circles on my white piece of paper. But I'm seeing what I would do. And I certainly wouldn't make a judgment call because of the daughter. I would make a judgment call based upon my belief and the relationship, even though it may be slight, that I have with the mother/owner of the property. The daughter's really not a factor, at least not for me, and especially after seeing what I'm seeing. And sometimes, guys and gals, sometimes we kind of have to get in the middle. I remember vividly the time, and I know I've talked about it, the time I bought the house from the lady who was being beaten, like beat up, like physically harmed by her son who lived with her. And she sold me the house just because she didn't want to live with her son anymore, and she couldn't get her son to move out. And, you know, for him, it was a free ride, and he just take advantage of his mom and beat her up. So she sold me the house. I told her I'd take care of the problem. I'm not worried about getting beat up. I mean, I've been beat up enough and beat up enough people that it just doesn't hurt after a while. So, yeah, sometimes you just have to do the right thing for you and for the person you believe that you're doing the right thing for. Don't let greed get in the way. Don't make greed be I'm doing because I want to help her, but there's also money in it. I think that's the wrong reason to help someone in this situation when you're asking me. If you're helping because you want to help and it's the spiritual, moral thing to do, fall forward. Don't help because it's going to make you money. If it makes you money, it's a byproduct. And if you're really guilty about making the money, donate it. And so, yeah, it's an easy scenario question. This was actually a fun one because rarely do I get to talk about how I feel about some of this stuff. And I enjoy talking about how I feel. I think it's important that we do the right thing for people when we have the opportunity to shine. And this is one of those opportunities. Another one, I remember I bought a house from a lady who was terminal due to cancer. And so she was putting her affairs in order. I guess that's what you're supposed to do. And so I was buying a property from her, and I actually paid her more than she asked for because I was being told by how I believe and what I believe in that you should do those kinds of things. I didn't need the money as much as she could utilize it for the rest of her life. So we really do get, the beauty of being a real estate investor is we do get to step in and actually help people. We always say that, what we do is really solve problems. And inherently, I hope that means helping, but in some cases, we actually do get to help. And that feels really, 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 really good to me. So thank you for asking the questions. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show. Get more info and stay in touch at michaelquarles.com.